Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you are all doing well today, mate. I really do hope that. And welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series right here on Football Therapy, where I go across the news, football, media, see what's being said about the Blues, consolidate it into a digestible and manageable package for you, the viewer, offering you my opinion, but hey, more importantly, asking for yours. Today we're talking about a few things. This, the day of my daughter's wedding. No, this, the day of perhaps Kai Havertz's big announcement, hopefully. I'm not going to talk about Kai right now, but he's not been with Bayern Leverkusen. Hopefully he's making the move. If the news breaks, I'll do a reaction video, but we're not talking about that today. We are talking about N'Golo Kante, how apparently Antonio Conte wants him to be reunited with the superstar, and potentially he's already tabled a bid. I'm not so sure I can believe that, because it's so low, but apparently he wants the player. Conor Gallagher has reportedly completed a medical at Crystal Palace, which is superb news, a great Premier League loan for a young Chelsea superstar. And Petr Cech has said a few things regarding Kepa Arrizabalaga. It does look like Chelsea are yet to give up on him, but that's probably due to a financial circumstance. Anyway, there is a lot of interesting stuff to crack into today, man, so if you do enjoy daily Chelsea Football Club content, do consider subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy, that beautiful highway to 100,000 subscribers. Jump aboard and enjoy the movement. If you do decide to subscribe, make sure you hit that all-important bell notifications icon, and if you want to help me out, please do consider liking this video. That's really kind of you. Alright then, let's get into it. So, where should we start? How about Conor Gallagher? He looked incredibly good in his cameo against Brighton in the pre-season friendly, but that's not the first time he's looked incredibly good in a Chelsea shirt. He's also looked good in other football shirts on loans as well. A very highly rated attacking midfielder that could eventually, and not too long, end up in this Chelsea first team, giving the likes of Mason Mount a run for his money. Yes, he is that good. Ollie Harbauer of Football.London has tweeted he understands Conor Gallagher has had a medical with the Eagles for a proposed loan move, and I think that's great news. Chelsea have done recent loan business with Crystal Palace. Of course, Ruben Loftus-Cheek enjoyed a very successful loan spell there as well, and Michy Batshuayi went there for a bit and scored a few goals. So there is a relationship with Palace, and of course, if young Conor Gallagher goes there for a season to play, you'd like to think Gary Cahill at centre-half would put his arm around young Conor and be like, welcome to the team for a season, boys. Wibbly wobbly White Hodgson will teach him how to defend. Hopefully he can express himself and score a few goals and just have some experience in the Premier League. That would be great. Lovely story. Let's move on. I tell you what, we'll talk about what Petr Cech said about Kepa Arrizabalaga at the end. It's pretty telling, so let's move on to Antonio Conte wanting N'Golo Kante. Right, Conte arrived at Chelsea in 2016 and bought N'Golo Kante, and he helped him win the Premier League. Antonio Conte knows more than any other manager the value of Kante and how he can help him win that Scudetto away in Serie A. There are some reports suggesting that Inter Milan have actually already tabled a bid for Kante of like 48 million pounds, which isn't enough if Chelsea were inclined to sell him. Chelsea bought him for what, 35 million pounds or something? An amazing deal if you look back and consider what he's done for Chelsea. Sure, he's 29 now, sure he has some injury problems, and if those are enough reasons for Chelsea to actually move him on to bring in younger players that are 21 like Declan Rice, Ethan Ampadu, Billy Gilmour, these kind of players to play in the CDM role, they'd still need a lot more money for World Cup winning, Premier League winning, PFA winning N'Golo Kante. Maybe Inter Milan are just trying to lowball Chelsea because of a few reasons, pandemic, injury, age, etc. But to be honest, man, I would love N'Golo Kante and I'd love for him to stay. He's such a hard worker and great footballer. But if indeed it makes sense financially and in terms of long-term planning for the project to sell N'Golo Kante, I could learn to accept it. I'm purely looking from a pragmatic perspective, but it would have to be for a lot more money, man. I'm talking north of 75 million. I know that sounds like a lot in this climate, especially when you buy Kai Havertz for 72 2, who's like a world-class up-and-coming talent. But N'Golo Kante is plug and play now, proven. He's got 3 years at the highest level left in him, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, if we just sold N'Golo Kante for less than £50 million, it would hurt me. Plus, a massive important factor of this story is, would N'Golo Kante want to leave Chelsea? He might see an opportunity at Inter to win a Scudetto, an Italian title. He sees probably Chelsea as an exciting project that people are generally happy to be a part of, but there's no real belief Chelsea are going to win the title next season. Inter came second to Juventus last season in Serie A, but think about it, right? With N'Golo Kante, you think they'd do a much more bigger jump. They're only 1 point behind in second. Granted, Sarri's Juventus fell off a lot, but Andrea Pirlo is manager of Juventus at the moment. He's got less coaching experience than Frank Lampard did at Chelsea when he arrived. So you might look at this as the opportunity for Conte to go, ooh, Pirlo's in the hot seat, get me N'Golo Kante, we are winning this title this season. It could happen. So they're going to have to cover up a lot more if they think they can pry away the super smile from Cobham. Anyway, let's move on. Kepa Arrizabalaga, the £71 million man, Chelsea's record signing for at least another day or so. We're talking about him a lot recently. Chelsea are reportedly looking for a lot of goalkeepers, even if the Edouard Mendy stories come out to be reported as not true. I'm not sure to believe anymore in the media. But Petr Cech, Chelsea's technical advisor, director, performance man, he was recently interviewed and talked about Kepa Arrizabalaga. So I want to talk about, or certainly I want to quote what he said and then talk about it. When interviewed with Sport.cz, Petr Cech had this to say about Kepa. Kepa struggled last season, that is unquestionable. But the club invested in him and gave him a long-term contract because they believe he has the qualities and attributes to be successful. Additions will be made to the squad, perhaps even in goal. And this is what is being discussed now. But nobody is giving up on Kepa, and we all hope he has a great future. The issue of reinforcements is now very much alive. The transfer window is until the end of October this year, so there'll be a lot of changes after the league begins. And the question is, how much of the coronavirus pandemic will affect everything? No one is giving up on Kepa. Interesting. What does that mean? Does that mean something that we've speculated for a while, that he might go on a long-term loan, remaining on the Chelsea books to develop his confidence and to develop himself as an asset? Or maybe not even as an asset, maybe as a player for Chelsea to come back and do well, much like Thibaut Courtois did returning from Atletico Madrid. The fact is, Kepa has had 2 years in the Premier League. He should be well acclimatised by now. But yes, he has been beyond poor this season. Now, it was very interesting to hear what Petr Cech said, saying, look, we might sign a goalkeeper. It doesn't mean we're giving up on Kepa. What does that mean? Does that mean we're going to buy a second team goalkeeper? Is that the sort of £14 million bid for Edouard Mendy? That kind of level of goalkeeper? Even if that story is not true, maybe there was an intention there, that kind of level of goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying? Willy Caballero is 39 or soon to be 39. Maybe he signed an extension to be the third choice, to be that level head around Cobham, the training ground. They do really enjoy him around the pitch, around the training ground, and I think that's why he has great value and probably signed a 12-month extension. So maybe Kepa stays number 1 with a really capable number 2 that's young and can challenge him immediately, and maybe Frank just says, look man, whoever's in form between Kepa and this new guy stays in goal. Surely that's not giving up on Kepa, because Chelsea can't give up on Kepa and sell him because they'll make too much of a gargantuan financial loss. So really, I get that, you can't sell Kepa, not giving up on Kepa. That's pretty much what Petr Cech meant, right? So it's either doing this, buying another goalkeeper to challenge him who can actually play in goal in the Premier League that's not as old as Willy Caballero, or Chelsea do buy a new first team goalkeeper for this season and they loan Kepa out to a Valencia or whatever they can arrange. It's a difficult situation. Anyway, I'm keen to get your thoughts and opinions on these stories I've spoken about in today's video, so jump down into the comment section below and express yourself about Conor Gallagher, about goalkeepers, about what else have I spoken about today? I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, and N'Golo Kante to Inter Milan, supposedly, or proposed theoretical move. Get down in the comment section below, express yourself. If you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like on this video. That means a lot to me. And subscribe to Football Therapy if you are new. If you want to go and check out live shows that I do when I talk about football, do go click on the link in the top of the description to check out my other channel, Jan's Yard, where I've got a live streaming show called Chatting Balls, where there's daily shows talking about anything in the world of football. Do check it out. You might enjoy it. Anyway, that's it from me. Enjoy the football. I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.